Yes, I'm in there.
So they got to give you
But
a
it's a
little
surprise.
yeah. And so having to
They
do
did a
this
little
help,
burger thing
that's
last time
when
we
all of
came.
this needed.
Gee, that's been some years now ago, but
It's
a little
awesome
bus thing.
because I didn't have to work.
Yeah, that's fine. It's called Let's Hochatown.
Oh, it's like fun. Okay, that's right. Yeah, we did. That was good. Yeah.
Hochatown needs to make a way for people to record in here. There ain't no damn room.
I know. I think it's awesome.
Gentleman right there.
I told him about the. I think she's had it a long, long time. Yeah, it's actually.
Just gonna pick up my phone and just throw it out of the way like that.
Yeah, that's not too much stuff. But yeah, we just wanted to.
Make it
I know. We didn't talk.
Harold character right there. These are complaint. Just gonna sit there and push me and throw my camera out of the way. Yeah. What are you doing now?
Where is our team?
Ellen, did she give you that? Did she give you my gift?
What, hun?
Yeah.
Did she give you my gift?
Yes, thank you.
Did you get some of the video?
No.
No.
Where are you
No, I didn't know. I left it in the car.
Hey, I'm gonna make, I got all my stuff in to make that.
I just read the
Fire water.
Fire water. And so I got half gallon candy jar out. So I'm gonna be putting that up and I gotta let it set for 2 weeks. And so I'm gonna pass that out too. We're on our second.
I just now read it.
Yes.
I just
Isn't
read
that
it.
good?
And it's so good. And so I've been putting it in.
Yeah.
At night.
Me too.
So anyway, it's gonna be. So we're
I
all
don't know.
sipping of that.
We didn't know.
And I just did like.
I just read it about an hour
Now
ago.
they're half gallon, and I even got my kids on it, so they're fixing to do it. But I
Yeah.
sourced the.
Is Riley still here?
No, I wish he was. They left on Saturday. Yeah, well, we took them to DFW day early. It was for the new Rangers stadium. He's a Humongo baseball fan. And so the last time they were here, it was COVID, and they canceled the game. We were going to go to a game, and they canceled it, but he still wanted to see the stadium. Anyway, but it was, that's a cool place. But anyway, yeah, so I'm fixing to send them some of those lemon things too, and then that fire water. I'm gonna have a half a gallon of it, so I'll share it with y'all.
So it is.
You're good, man. You're fine. Don't worry, you sound like me.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I knew that he had sold to you, but my first time I actually put a face to it. I think we were together.
I couldn't get to work, but my son.
Put the brain on it. Couldn't handle a shot of it. Put a smart one on it. Skip. Jaxie.
Jackson does.
Is it recording right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be 24.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just gonna be too bad. It's just ready to,
I see it.
and it's not worth it.
We didn't know what the weather was gonna do. We didn't know, so we just went ahead and called it.
Well,
Should have called me last night.
if you call it, it's not gonna snow. If you don't call it, it's gonna ice.
Might as well. Might as well call it.
You have to be a strong girl.
Yes, that's right. On Jim workshop for the day.
Did you bring Marcus or did you Max?
Love the orange. Oh, my favorite color.
My
I
fault?
have draperies and I've invested in a whole wall full of orange draperies and they're like, yeah, this is and I haven't regretted it. It's my little sunshine in my life. Yeah, that's what I said, you got some draperies.
Oh, wow.
I'm playing, man. Don't.
8 to 12 inches.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam. Oh, sorry. Very fine.
Hey,
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam.
ODOT's already figured it out. If you give me funds out for you, we won't.
So we bought this little fry on the hill, that's represents us and then here's the Oh, perfect. You need anything else, you know where to go. Okay. All right, thank you so much. You bet.
Hey, see you. This is store sale.
Does the mic work?
We're gonna run into each other all day, huh?
And other people, you know, maybe you feel like getting, yeah, I do. A couple of drivers? Exactly. How are you?
Oh, yeah, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, see. Is it that okay?
I didn't like that. Yeah, that makes. Yeah.
Big Cleveland? Uh-oh.
Is it in Cleveland? Come it. Me? Yes.
Hi, Charles. I'm good. I'm good. And yourself, Mr. Chad?
He did really well with the off-season training.
He's good. Just think at one time he had Clark, Durant, and Westbrook.
I think it's 3 first-round picks.
No, I'm with my thing.
It was cold.
Hey, did you get, you got Helen some extra copies?
Just three, do you want more?
Hey guys, there's a couple of spare copies of the agenda up there by Helen if you'd like one. Anyone can take one. Bye.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What? Oh, no, I've had these for a while.
Oh, okay, well, they look very good shape.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really wear these ones very often. I don't want them all scuffed up, so.
Scuffed up ones are not comfortable.
They always are. Yeah, these are a little wobbly. I break them in anyways. How are things over there at the Speedway?
Good. Oh,
Yeah. Church picking up?
You want it to still be front and back?
I do.
Hey, Brenda, how are you? Let's go. We're out here. We're going to stand. Charles, what's up, man?
I'll share my.
Yeah. We spoke before. Putting together our first responder planning. Yeah.
The little things.
I mean, we're appreciative.
Yeah, so I actually want to call NKP to come up there and do that. It's just a little, it's temporary, it's not gonna hold, but I will tell you that. No, it's just no.
Okay, I got one.
But the idea is, by
Chad in there? I'm in the bath.
It's in the restroom.
Okay.
So you're.
Oh, okay, no, okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Thank you, sir.
I let Linda say it first. No.
For a public meeting, we need more,
Brenda brought this one.
more room.
You want some extra chicken? I know. We'll call this meeting to order at 1:02 p.m. And we have a roll call vote now.
Howard Haggard.
Here.
Diane Jordan.
Here.
Todd McDaniel.
Here.
Chad Sargent. Brenda Walters.
Here.
Okay, have a go.
Recognition of guests. Not all the chairs are full, but some of the chairs are full. Thank you all for being here. Okay, public comment. We've got, one public comment today. Is that it? Okay, Crystal. Ordinance number 9. Let me just, before we start.
Okay.
Do I have a timekeeper?
I can do that.
Did I hear that? Okay.
You don't have to read.
How's the sound, y'all?
This is related to, the discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve resolution number 24-14 on item number 9. A resolution of the mayor of the town of Hochatown, Curtin County, state of Oklahoma, notice of 2025 election dates for the following officers: trustees at large for a 4-year term, and trustee at large for a 4-year term. Okay.
We just need to know who the ones are that are up for reelection on that one. And then on the, you don't have to read those off, I'll just go to the next one.
I'd like to read it off for my visitors here.
Okay, really cuts into the 2 minutes, so.
Number 10, The discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve resolution number 2025-01, a resolution of the town of Hochatown recognizing certain roads within the municipal boundaries of the town of Hochatown as public roads and authorizing the maintenance of such roads by the town of Hochatown.
Are those gonna be within, we wanna know if those are gonna be within the specific boundaries, or y'all looking outside of the boundaries within the town of Hochatown? And where will we be able to get a complete list of those roads? When will that be available for us?
Okay, and you have a question about number 11. Discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to approve $3 million for road improvements.
So we've got a request for a $3 million budget for roads. How does that impact the police and fire department budget? When will that be approved, since we're already hiring personnel for the police and fire department?
Okay, and you have a question on number 21. Discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding providing the town of Hochatown's lobbyists with direction to assist with the town's zip code project.
It goes with 22 and 23, or 22 also, which is, it asks for us to consider offsetting the cost for the funding of the zip code service project, to reduce the fiscal impact. And since the United States Postal Service has denied that request twice, and we still don't have police and fire, and we've got other critical issues, where should this be in the order of priority in our spending versus where the town's looking at with police and fire versus the post office? Because it does impact us as businesses. We have to change a lot of our marketing stuff, business cards, promotions, things, so there's a cost that's passed on to residents and to visitors, and that needs to be taken into consideration as well.
Comments are so noted. Thank you. Anything else? I'm gonna pass that back to you. Thank you. All right, ready to begin business? Okay, consent docket. Item number 5, the following items are considered routine by the Board of Trustees and will be enacted with no motion, discussion, desired on any action. The item will be removed from the consent docket and considered separately. Approval of the December 20th special meeting minutes, approval of the December 4th regular meeting minutes, approval of payment of claims. Any discussion? Got any more time, somebody do it?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the consent docket?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent docket.
We have a motion by Todd, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Brenda, ladies first today. Okay, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 6, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement regarding items removed from the consent docket. You think I'd get used to that. Item number 7, treasurer's report. Mr. Ward, where is he? There he is. Let me say we'll get a big tape. Okay, what you got for us, man?
Julie has come on since, we last
Will you
met.
stand up so we can hear you, or the people here can hear me?
Feel a little under the weather, so excuse
Okay.
me. But Julie has come on, been a tremendous help, and thank you guys for that help, that assistance. Have got the reports, profit and loss. Looks like for, this month, a total lodging tax of $342,134. And some change, and it's up 148% from this time last year. You'll see our cigarette tax, sales tax, and use tax up about, sales tax up about 0.93%. Gross profit, you'll see, was $682,222. And that's up, gross profit about 43% from this time last year. Our expenses, we have listed there, a total of $138,785. And the net operating income was $543,436, which is up about 23% from this time last year. So So the second one is our balance sheet simply reflects our assets, which is primarily our bank account statement, or our bank account. Balance, which is $7,564,839.33. And that adds up the end of December.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you put the dates on there, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Thank you.
I remind everybody that even though we're finally getting year-over-year comparisons, we're still so new that I would hate to determine that being a pattern at this point, but still, great comparison and thanks for putting that together for us. Okay, treasurer's report, do we have a roll call vote to accept the treasurer's report?
Need motion first.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
We have a motion by Todd, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Chad, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Yeah, motion carries.
Okay, county administrator's report.
All right, so earlier this month we had the House Republican Caucus Retreat, so we spent a lot of time with legislators from across the state, and Chief Batten, thank you to the Choctaw Nation for giving us your time and listening to the needs and issues of our community. We have a lot of new friends that are rallying to support us and all of our ventures moving forward as we progress. So we spent a lot of time onboarding our new deputy clerk and treasurer, getting her enrolled in training. So over the next couple of months, she will be booked to the brim in workshops and traveling and training opportunities to get her certified and trained up in municipal procedure. Using a few municipal employee handbooks and a template that was provided to me from Oklahoma Mutual Assurance Group, I've written a rough draft of an employee handbook, so that'll be the first town employee handbook to be drafted. We're still working on finalizing a few things, such as retirement contributions for base staff members. I'll have a few different options for the board to select from for February's meeting. If anyone's interested in working with me on that, please just give me a call. I'll send you guys all out a draft. You should have a draft already right now, but as we continue to move forward, we'll have newer versions of that. Feel free to send me any comments or concerns. A complete assessment and amendment to our code of ordinances is needed. I spoke with a few different municipalities who highly recommended the legal services for code of ordinances from attorney Matthew Love, who is the former legal counsel for OMAG. Mr. Love's expressed high interest in helping us out, and he's provided us with a proposal being considered today, later on in the agenda. Our code's about 250 pages, and we're anticipating about 30 to 40 hours total time commitment for him to rewrite, amend, and fix a lot of the broken code of ordinances that were adopted, because we basically just adopted a code of ordinances that was just a very skeletonized, rough draft. So it's not a fully flourished version like you would see in most municipalities. It was just baseline to get us started. And so now we need to come in and we need to spend this money to get us fully operational. And so we estimate that it would take about 30 to 40 hours, which ranges between 5 and about 7,000. And I asked Mr. Love if he would do a cost not to exceed with us, and he said yes, absolutely. So we can set a price amount, and then we can make sure that that does not surpass any unexpected charges. Moving forward from that, the mayor and I attended the Choctaw Nation Community Partnership event, in which the Choctaw Nation donated $37,600 to the town of Hochatown, and then you'll see later on in this agenda as well that we will be deciding what we're going to spend that money on. I believe I'll let the board decide during that item segment. Continued work on our SAMS.gov registry so that the town can apply for federal and state grants. There's a lot of documents to submit on this one. We've developed a certificate of occupancy process for commercial buildings, and so now we're working on developing out the building permitting and COO process for that as well. We've had several meetings finalizing our zoning regulations with the Planning Commission. I've asked TSW to provide us with a cost estimate to prepare subdivision regulations for the town, as we have none currently. This is actually, we made it on the agenda for this month. That's very satisfying. We've worked with Garber and Craft and Toll engineers to develop a road design standard that is currently still in process. We're going back and forth with the different drafts, making changes back and forth, and so I anticipate that should be ready for your consideration in February. called around to a bunch of different cities and towns to get some recommendations on a payment processor. Right now, as it currently stands, the town does not have a method other than check to receive payments for licensing and permits, and we're working on fixing that. The payment processors that we're looking at are, you'll be able to pay your ticket with it, you'll be able to pay for your permit, your licensing, any sort of business or transaction that needs to occur through the town, whether it's online or here in office, you'll be able to do. And most importantly, we want to make that convenient for the end user, so that way you can just log into the site, find what you need, check out online, done. So we're going through a couple of different payment processors. We're trying to find the best deal and also the best integration, just to make it just a real easy service. We'll have a couple of proposals for you in February. Let's see here. For trails, I've been in communication with cities and towns from all across the United States, most importantly Moab, Utah, and Salida, Colorado, who have some of the highest rated mountain biking trails in the entire United States. I've asked them for any sort of tips or recommendations, who they worked with for their open spaces program, who they worked with for their trails program, who they worked with for their construction. So hopefully we can learn and engage with a lot of insight from these communities that have done this and implemented mountain biking and hiking trails successfully. As far as fire goes, we conducted a bunch of in-person interviews with our finalist candidates. With our hiring panel, consisted of Chief Mike Kelly, who's the executive director of the Oklahoma Firefighters Association, and he's also a recently elected state representative of District 60. He's a great man. Chief Corey Beagles, the chief of fire for Deer Creek. Fire Marshal Chad Tanner, and we did originally select candidate Cody Gilbert for our position of fire chief, and Mr. Gilbert unfortunately has recently withdrawn his application from the position, and so we have a couple of next up candidates for you to review during executive session today. I did try to work with Mr. Gilbert as much as possible, but unfortunately he still turned me down, even though I tried to barter and negotiate out with him and work with him on sweetening the package. So moving forward, as far as police, we conducted in-person police chief interviews for our 3 finalist candidates. Our hiring panel consisted of Colonel Patrick Mays of the OHP, retired Deputy Chief of Police for the City of Frisco, Greg Ward, and we had selected candidate Christopher Williamson during a special meeting on 12/20. And the candidate has passed all required background, credit checks, and drug screens to this point. And we'll discuss that a little bit further in executive session. As far as road maintenance goes, we continued our regular grading schedule. We recently graded Camp Ranch and Pinion. I've asked for a cost estimate to perform road maintenance on Timber Ridge subdivision to be gravelled with the new material. We're still moving forward with preparations of engineered plans to pave the following roads by the end of this fiscal year. That would be Mako Road, that would be Greenling, Halibut Bay, and Chinook, which is basically the Choctaw Hills subdivision. We're looking at Old Hochatown Road as well, which we've got the $125,000 grant for. I actually just received a word from the state that was approved, and we should be receiving that approval letter here pretty soon. And then also paving Camp Ranch Road, the first mile from 259 to Pine Hills Road. Again, all of these roads were selected based upon the total number of residents that they serve and the total number of STRs that are served by these roadways. And we really do hope to have all of these accomplished by the end of this fiscal year, which is June 30th. We're also working on identifying alternative routes for grant funding on each of these projects. We're moving forward with private road easement acquisitions. Now that we've wrapped up completion of batch 1, we're moving forward with the distribution of easements for batch 2. Batch 2 consists of Canottoby Trails West, Forest Brook, Hochatown Trails, Carson Creek, Deer Ridge, Pine Meadows Estates, Eagle Mountain Phase 4, Canottoby Trails Southwest, Pine Hill North, Timber Creek Trails South, Phase 7, Sunrise Ridge East, Canottoby Trails and Canottoby Trails South. Moving forward from private road easement acquisitions, we did have our building code official come down and investigate a dilapidated structure, which is a public safety issue. He's written us a full-on report, went on scene alongside with him, And we have provided legal with that report. That property is currently under a civil case right now. And so we're actually going to have to use our attorney to contact their attorney and work that case to get them to remedy the situation that's over there, because that is a public health and safety issue. The town has still not received our final round of documentation from Avenue, and legal has drafted a demand letter for that last round of documentation. And so I will progressively update you on that front as well as we continue to move forward. And that's all that this report has here. And as we go through the agenda, I'll answer any questions.
Can I make a comment? Yeah. On our road maintenance, people are assuming that this is the county that is grading roads and maintaining these roads. They're not aware that it's actually the town that's doing that work and those projects. And so I don't know if this is the time or place to ask that we get some signage that simply says road improvement or road maintenance provided by the town of Hochatown, or if you're authorized to do that.
Yeah, I can do
you're-
that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think we discussed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally was visiting with one gentleman, and he said, oh man, the county's done an amazing job on my road. He was talking about Stevens Road.
Yeah.
And then I corrected him, I said, sir, that's not the county, that's Hochatown.
That's right.
And then I saw another Facebook post, I think it was, about grading Camp Ranch.
Camp Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can absolutely get some signage made.
Okay.
We work with our media team on that,
Yeah,
to
sure.
make that communication. Yeah. Okay, good. Anything else? That's fantastic.
We've got a lot more as we
You
go
gonna stay
through this
on
agenda. Thank you.
Good, good, good.
So what, let me ask you a question, I'm sure inquiring minds want to know. What is these documents that you're working on with SAMS.gov for the registry?
That's
What is-
articles of incorporation.
I mean, what's
uh,
the, what is the, you said we've still got many documents to feel like, what are they
Yeah, so,
needing that we don't, we have to send?
so we have to send them articles of incorporation. We have to send them examples of utility billing to prove that we actually exist where we say we exist. We have to send them all sorts of surveying data as well. They're basically just doing their diligence to make sure that we are a municipality like we claim that we are.
So we're still in the process of getting that to them.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's the potential, is that, process that would take 6 months to a year once we get them what they need, or? Or
It
is
should
there
be within 60 days probably
Okay.
to get all finalized, because it takes them a really long time. Anytime you upload one document, it takes them weeks just to review and then approve it.
But once you're in,
You're in.
you can, it's just like college scholarships, some of them have these, templates, so they only have to fill it in once, but since we're brand new,
Yep.
we gotta start from the beginning.
Yeah,
Once
just
it's
have
all
to-
in, he can go and we can apply for grants all over the place. Also, that was, that's really good. Okay, agenda item 9, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve resolution number 2024-14, a resolution of the mayor and the town of Hochatown, Curtin County, state of Oklahoma, notice of 2025 election dates for the following officers: trustee at large for a 4-year term and trustee at large for a 4-year term. Those are the 2 positions that we have open. And as you remember, we are an open board under the town meeting act, and so we have 2 positions that are open, and anybody can apply for those. You don't have to say, I'm applying for this person's position or that position. You just apply, and the top 2 vote getters win.
And Diane, you guys have already approved this last month, but the county election board wanted us to reword the positions. We actually had the positions listed as position 2 and 4, but they asked us to, they were the ones that asked us to just identify them as positions at large for each one. So this has already been approved by you guys, but we just had to reword it to their standard.
And Liz already has that. Where's our, do you have that resolution to be signed? Okay, good. Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2024-14?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-14.
Okay, we have a motion by Chad. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Howard. May we have a roll call vote, please? Yep, wait. More discussion?
Just wondering why it's a new resolution and not a correction of the previous resolution.
It is a correction. I got the resolution number.
Number the same.
take that.
Do you wanna take care of that right now? So she can take it?
She had to leave on the family emergency, so I'm gonna just wait and see how the timing goes, and then.
See if you can
then
get
I'll-
the okay, alright. Okay, agenda item number 10, discussion, consideration, possible action to approve resolution number 2025-01, a resolution of the town of Hochatown recognizing certain roads within the municipal boundaries of the town of Hochatown as public roads and authorizing the maintenance of such roads by the town of Hochatown. Any discussion? Think we put roads to death.
Highlighted. In fact, it says the town of Hochatown seeks to maintain. And it also said the town of Hochatown may maintain. Are we still then working in conjunction with the county commissioners?
Well, we'll always be working in conjunction with county commissioners, and we are not obligated to maintain roads. Yeah, we have the option to maintain roads. Yeah.
It says may, it doesn't say obligated.
Doesn't say shall either.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
That was my only question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have anything you wanna add to that?
You're exactly right.
Okay, alright. Howard, you good?
We would like to maintain the roads.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I'm good with that now. Okay.
I've gone through a lot of abstracts on road maintenance. Okay, any more discussion on the roads? Okay. We've had a good team working on that. We have a motion to accept this resolution 2025-01.
I make a motion to accept resolution 20-2501.
Okay, we have a motion by Brenda. Do we have a second, please?
A second.
We have a second by Chad. May we have a roll call vote?
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Van Wooden,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Yeah, motion carries.
Item number 11, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to approve $3 million for road improvements. I will start a little bit of discussion that you received our financials from our treasurer that says that we have several $1 million in the bank, 7.5 million to be exact. And one of the things that we promised our community on day one was see if we can't fix the roads. So I say let's fix the roads. That's my discussion. Any more discussion?
If you'll look, I put that together for you.
Yes, how
To
many
show,
is this?
what we have are, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, our 6 different, buckets as far as our budget and what we've spent out of each one so far this year. You look on the last column under streets, we had $1 million in the original budget. Look at the very top, we appropriated $1 million at the first of the year budget. We've only spent, 225,000 so far, not counting December. I haven't got December.
What paper you want, Howard?
Right, well, look at your budget amendment. It's in your,
Oh, I got it.
there you go.
Some of these are in front, and some are in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next page.
Yeah, next page over.
Okay, I'm behind, but I'm good now.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway, we have $1 million in the budget, as far as the start of the year, we're gonna spend 225, roughly, with the remainder 774. If we appropriate the $3 million, which we approved last month, we approved $3.5 million for roads. I'll have to admit, I kind of changed this a little bit since we still had 774.
Right.
So we still got $3,774,000 spent between now and the end of the year on roads.
I think that was our intent on the
And
one.
that was
3 million
that
was in
was the
addition to
intent.
what was already allocated. Just because we don't have a PO system allocating that to 744, I think we were pretty clear that that was the intent. Okay, yeah, that's good, Howard.
So anyway, just wanted to let you know where we stood on our budget. And
Anybody can also see, that has nothing to do with general appropriations for general government,
Yeah.
police, court, fire, or code enforcement. Those buckets are all still the same.
And it's a budget too, so, hopefully everyone understands that it's a budget. And,
Right.
projects will move, project to project. I don't assume we'll have, all these projects happening at the same time. I think it'll be one project at a time. Strategy, so we stay on top of a budget as we move in the direction of improving.
And that's why we did this amendment. We could see that we were able to handle say, let's keep moving forward with it. Okay, any more discussion on budget?
No.
Okay, then we have a motion to approve a fiscal year 2024-25 budget amendment for $3 million for road improvements.
Make a motion to approve the budget amendment for 2024 for road improvements.
Okay, we have a motion by Todd, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Brenda, and we have a roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 13, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to appropriate an additional $350,000 into the 2024-25 Hochatown budget for general government professional services. Any discussion on this?
We've got it number 12.
We still got the lease.
What are we missing?
Mine.
But it's part of the same thing.
Part of the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
part of the same.
I apologize. I was jumping in.
Okay. Hey, welcome to my world over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Any discussion on professional services? Adam, did you want to add anything on that?
No, I just wanted to notate that we'll be taking a pretty big hit on expenditure for the comprehensive plan, which was estimated about around $200,000.
Just to say, we got a lot of work going, so I mean, again, we've got the funds, let's do the work.
Yeah, this is a safety net for those kind of projects.
Right. And Howard's done a good job of keeping all the buckets. Any more discussion?
Just to go back to that and look, we've still got the big numbers out there. If you look at the bottom of that sheet, we've still got some big numbers down there. And it depends on how those numbers come in between now and the end of June.
Right.
Is what they bill us for. But we can always adjust some more money between now and the end of the year.
We may make adjustments every month as we
Exactly.
try to figure out what our budget is every year. We're
Yeah.
just so new to this.
Yeah.
So, okay, no, I'm doing this. Okay, do we have a motion? We're flipping between the motions. Okay, motion to appropriate the additional $350,000 in the 2024-25 Hochatown budget for general government professional services. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to appropriate $350,000 for the 24-25 Hochatown budget for general government professional services.
Okay, we have a motion by Chad, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second by Brenda, and we have a roll call vote.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 14, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding the designation of the quarterly Choctaw Nations Community Fund donation. I'm going to make a discussion on that. So Choctaw Nation has kind of changed how they're going to do that. They used to present we call it the big check. You know, you won the lottery, the big check. They're kind of cool. Quarterly, but now they're just going to start doing it at the end of the year in December, which is not necessarily at the end of those fiscal quarters. And we've gotten 2 checks when they started in April, so that was the second quarter, and we got $11,000. And then they they donated about 20-something thousand for the third quarter. Of course, fourth quarter's not even, they haven't done that yet. And so they just did the 1 check for the 37. But that was not just for the second quarter. That was the 11 plus the 20. And we did the first one, we said, let's just put it on roads, things that are very specific. People can see that. I did see the little Christmas tree thing, so I'm wondering we're like $4,000 short on the Christmas tree. If we want to do that, do we want to allocate the difference of the $4,000 to the Christmas tree and then obligate the rest of it to roads and then say, from now on it's roads unless we vote for something else, so we don't have to do this every quarter? Just a thought. Open to discussion.
It's not a bad idea. When we get down to it, we'll have some more discussion about the Christmas tree.
Okay.
When we get to it.
Well, but if we don't have a discussion about it, then do we have some type of way of acknowledging what we've received from them?
Well, so the other thing that we can do, but they do require that we tell them what we're going to do with the money.
Right.
And the easy thing is just to say, we're just going to do it to roads until we say otherwise. And keep the Christmas tree as a separate category, which I'm good with that. I just wanted to throw that out there as an option. I mean, my first idea was strictly roads. Very visible, people can see what it went for. I think the I would appreciate that we use it for roads to help people get around.
And I agree, but again, what way do we have to notify the public of how much we've received and how we're allocating it?
Well, again, we can put signs up, this road was improved with funds from Choctaw Nation, just like we do these funds from the town, or the town and Choctaw Nation. We certainly have our press releases. The Choctaw Nation does their own press releases with a big check. Now, the media doesn't always run them, but we can certainly do our own to let people know what we did with it. And I don't think that they require that we tell the people what we did with it. They just have to tell them what we did with it for their bookkeeping.
But I wanna be sure that we give the acknowledgement.
Absolutely. And that's why I thought the Christmas tree might be a fun ad, an easy ad for the 4,000 of it.
I would take that.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
And, you know, maybe what we can do for item number 14 is just say that we want to designate the quarterly funding to road improvements and our holiday event. Doesn't have to specifically say the Christmas tree or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I hate to just limit it to one. I mean, we're trying to do for two different projects there, the Christmas tree and our holiday festivities and roads.
That's what I'm saying. Did we just do one? Did we try to do two? I mean, talk to us, Howard.
No, I think he meant he wouldn't want to limit it to just
Yes.
Christmas.
Yeah.
In case we had some 4th of July.
What do you think,
Well,
Adam?
this is, yeah. Do we want to say special events and roads?
Just do roads and special events.
I
agree.
That sounds great. Y'all good with that? Roads and special events?
So,
I mean, does it have to be designated for, general expenses to me would be,
So, we're discussing item 14, correct? 14, correct? For the allocation for the $37,600. I just throw it in the roads and then you pay the difference for the Christmas tree, out of, our general fund.
Well, that was my suggestion, but that doesn't give Choctaw Nation credit for helping.
But we were talking about maybe designating it for roads and special events, so those funds could be used for other special events as well. So do we need a motion to do that?
Yes, yes.
I would make a motion that we specify the funds from the Choctaw Nation Community Fund be allocated to most roads mostly, and then other, the remainder to community, special community events.
We designate the quarterly Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma's Community Fund donation to road improvements and special community events.
Correct me, did you just say that they're not gonna do this quarterly anymore, they're doing it once a year? Or did
They
I
just write the
misunderstand?
check once a year. They send the checks quarterly at their choice.
Oh,
But they're only gonna give a big check once a year.
still not following it.
Okay.
They specify how much money they're gonna give us, but they don't send it to us every quarter.
They said,
They
they don't
do
even
it
specify,
electronic
it's based on,
transfer,
it's
right.
based on their voluntary tax collection. Yeah,
They send us the money via electronic transfer.
yeah, they send
We
it
have an
quarterly, I mean,
issue,
they
so-
send it quarterly, and then once a year they add it all up and say, this is how much we
Oh.
donated for
Yeah.
your gotcha.
Now
Yeah,
following.
that makes sense.
Not much
formally
Yeah.
now, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, the big check, yeah, you know, which is just, I mean, it's, like I said, the funds have already been allocated quarterly. Okay, so are we good with the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma's Community Fund donation to road improvements and special community events? Do we have a motion for that? Brenda made a motion. Okay,
I'll second that.
second by Howard, roll call vote please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent, Brenda Walters.
Yes.
And that motion carries.
I'd like to call out, we have Choctaw Nation Community Municipal liaison with us, Sarah Jane Cox Smallwood, or Smallwood Cox, I'm gonna get that word. But she is the designated liaison for the municipalities of the Choctaw Nation. So hopefully we'll be seeing her in our municipality more often. You can report to chief what we're gonna do with the funds.
Always happy.
And Angel.
Yes. Always glad to be here.
I think Adam fills out a little form for that. Agenda item 15, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding a lease renewal for the Town Hall building located at 101 Rock Oak Lane, Hochatown, for a one-year term of January 1st through December 31st of 2025. Any discussion? Howard, you kind of...
I don't think it's changed any, I highlighted one thing, but. Yeah, the numbers didn't change.
Looking for it. We have a copy of that?
It's in your book. She put the,
Yeah, they're kind of out of order. That's okay, I got you.
Still in front.
Yeah. I was good with all of it, of course, I wasn't the attorney.
I didn't see anything out of order.
The only thing I would like to make a note of is item number 6, that, you know, if the roof leaks, we're still liable for all of our stuff that gets wet. So. Yeah, oh yeah, and insurance is all covered on all this, so just to say, you know, those items need to be taken care of. And it probably needs to be changed from the city of Hochatown to the town of Hochatown, just to get it right. Okay, anything else on that? Do we have a motion to approve the lease?
I'll make a motion to approve the lease.
We have a motion by Todd, do we have a second?
I'll say.
We have a second by Chad, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Janet Motion carries.
We got a roof over our heads. Agenda item number 16, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding the purchase of a 26-foot commercial Christmas tree, including lights and ornaments, for a total cost of $28,975. The town plans to use a reimbursement grant of $24,999 awarded by the McCurtain County Tourism Authority to partially fund this purchase, leaving the town's total commitment of $3,976. Who wants to discuss the Christmas tree?
I'll start.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get some tab for that.
And I apologize, Adam, I know you tried, or you did, you sent some emails out with some pictures and some links to Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I was unable to pull those up, and I apologize for not letting you know. I'm assuming this tree has got greenery on it, it's not a bare flame like that.
I love it though.
It's fully flourished. It has ornaments, decorations on it, and it's fully lit. It's 26 foot tall by 14.5 feet wide as the base. And if we would like to make it bigger over a period of years, you can buy 4-foot extensions.
What did we have this year? How tall was the one?
I believe that one was 18 foot, and
Okay.
I did get a message from the town of Goldsby. They said we can keep this frame for the tree, so we'll just put this in storage and use this as additional Christmas decorations moving forward in the future.
That's awesome.
So that was really nice of them. So thank you to Kara Cook, the town administrator over there in Goldsby.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You don't have any friends in Goldsby, do you?
Thank you.
Send her a thank you card.
Yes.
I've called them up.
I'm gonna assume this thing comes in crates and boxes and stuff that you can take it apart,
Yeah, it's a
put it back, pack it, store it, put it up for a year, and it's good for another, good for
Yeah,
another.
it breaks down really
Okay.
easy.
Where are we putting it in?
Next year? This year? That's secret.
Open.
I can't tell you where my secrets go, but we have a few ideas of changing the venue location and making it even more grand.
Okay.
So
Exciting.
it's going to be an incredible event this Christmas.
Time to plan.
You say it is expandable, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it breaks down real easy, and then you can add to it in 4-foot sections.
Wow.
It's
That's all I can.
going to be beautiful.
No, I had a friend of mine that come into town Christmas, and he was telling me that, you know, he said it'll be exciting to see Hochatown start, you know, really embracing the holiday.
That's right.
From north, you know, from south to north, and he said, you know, there was a lot of activity this year. I thought a lot of businesses participated, but I think as we move forward, we can really light up the town.
Light up the hearts. And it's about embracing community, right? Is it embracing not, you know, just, of course, everybody that lives here, but also to give our visitors something to do as well. But I'm excited to watch everybody come together locally to to contribute and put together something that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Okay, any more discussion on buying a Christmas tree? Do we have a motion? Action to approve the purchase of a 26-foot commercial Christmas tree, including lights and ornaments, for a total cost of $28,975, using the reimbursement grant from the MCTA of $24,999. Any discussion? I'm gonna ask the audience, Linda, do you have anything? Not to put you on the spot, just,
No, I just,
Linda serves on the board of MCTA and might have some.
I mean, my question would be from the audience, why didn't they get the whole thing? And the reason why is that $24,999 is a cap.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd have to send out bids. So we asked them to come back.
And the money had to be for a tree.
Right.
So, thank you, Linda. Like I said, let it be on the spot, just, I knew you'd be able to answer that question, yeah.
I'm excited.
Any more discussion on a tree? Do we have a motion to accept that?
Make a motion to buy a Christmas tree.
Okay, we have a motion by Howard, we have a second?
I'll second. I'll discuss.
Okay. All right, roll call vote, please, Madam Secretary.
Okay, Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Peanut Motion carries.
Let our fun town begin.
Share our thanks to the.
And thank you.
Yes.
Okay, item number 17, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection of minute, or postponement to add Julie Arietta signature to the Town of Hochatown First Bank checking account. Any discussion on the signature?
This is just general responsibilities for her work duties.
Anything else? Do we have a motion to approve adding Julie Arietta to the signature on the bank account?
I'll make a motion to approve Julie Arietta to have access to the Hochatown First Bank online banking account.
Okay.
First,
Do we have a second?
checking account first.
Checking account.
This is the other signature.
Yes.
I assume we require rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good question, thank you.
Yes, great question. Dual signatures are required.
Do we have a second? We have a motion by Chad, do we have a
I'll
second? We have a second by Brenda, roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters. Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 18, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to allow Julie Arietta authority to access the Town of Hochatown's First Bank online banking. There you go, Chad. Any more discussion? We have a motion to allow Julie Arietta authority to access the First Bank online banking account.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Howard, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Chad, roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 19, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to review property appraisals. Do we have discussion?
I think we should, postpone and set up a special meeting to discuss our options.
I agree with that. I would like to set it up as a, executive session. I can tell you that I've had 2 communications, anonymous communications of someone saying, oh, the town's gonna take eminent domain, the town's giving you, violation of code ordinance, and I can assure everybody that that has not been discussed, and if it was gonna be discussed, it would be discussed with property owners and in public. And, so I don't appreciate anonymous, what I consider threats to our property owners like that, you know, intimidation or something. So, yeah, I would love to, take no action at this time on 19, set a special meeting with executive session to discuss properties.
Yeah, we just have one appraisal here.
Well, there's actually 2.
Well,
There's only
it's the same
one in the book.
Yeah.
One got left out. There's actually 2 appraisals.
How much
I have a
appraisals for the
I have a
same
copy of the other one. I pulled it up and made a copy of it. But,
Since we don't have it, can we postpone for a special meeting?
can we add, I would like to add something to this and postpone it. I agree with postponing. We only got appraisals on 2 properties. I would like to get appraisal on a 3rd property.
We already
and maybe it was miscommunication that we didn't communicate that right. I think we approved appraisals on 3 different properties, but we only got the 2. So it's a good thing to postpone it and wait on the 3rd appraisal. Okay.
Okay, so let's take no action on item 19. And then Madam Secretary, you'll help us work on a special meeting with an executive session. If there's anything to be communicated publicly, you will hear it from this table. Otherwise, you can come see any trustee and we'll be happy to just, let you know what's not being discussed. All right. We don't need a motion for that. All right, item number 20. Y'all get me from here. Discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement regarding the town of Hochatown's zip code. We've got like 3 items on this one issue, so maybe we can't combine those. Is item number 20 yours, Brenda?
It is.
You want to tell us about it? Can it be moved into 21 or 22? Is it separate?
I think it could all be from
That's
this
kind
one
of what I'm
discussion.
thinking. Okay.
If everybody else agrees with that.
Yeah, okay, so should we just take no action on 20?
Yes, that is.
Okay. Okay, 21, let's kind of quickly look at 21 and 22. So, I think those are 2 separate issues. So 21 is, you good, Brenda?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. 21 is, do we want to have our lobbyists help us with some direction on getting this code?
So if I can just begin with some
Yeah.
discussion. First of all, Diane, you have worked tirelessly on this project. And we're so thankful. I think we started this either the minute that we became incorporated or prior to that even. At least a year and a half of hard work and travel trying to get this resolved so Hochatown can get its historic zip code back for history's sake. But also, it's very important for those of you who may not understand, it's important to us as far as an economic impact for us to have our own zip code. It's difficult with all of our STRs who use different companies to receive their funds and then pay those funds out to taxable, or their taxes out to entities. And so we are aware that we're not getting funds that we should be because it's so difficult for those entities to separate what is truly Hochatown and what is truly Broken Bow. So that's an important reason for us to have our own zip code. And then I was glad to see our use tax is $5,000 because that's another issue that we're having is that use tax that should be coming to us here in Hochatown is obviously going somewhere else because we know all these companies and businesses here are purchasing products that lead to use tax.
Can I add something to what you're saying on this specifically? I was talking to a business owner today that said, we have all of our stuff shipped to DeQueen because we can't deal with packages in Hochatown. So DeQueen is getting our use tax. So I just wanted to.
Say that again?
There's a business in Hochatown, actually there are 2 businesses, but one I was talking to this morning, they ship all of their items that they need for their business to DeQueen because it's too hard to get a package in Hochatown. And so they're getting our
So
use
the
tax.
use tax follows the delivery address.
It goes to the delivery address, yes. So all the building that may be coming, like for the Choctaw Nation, all of those supplies that are being spent on these millions of dollars in building, that use tax, every lumber company, that use tax should be coming to the delivery point, and people don't know what the delivery point is.
I received Facebook Messenger messages twice last week from the person who's now delivering my packages for the post office, telling me I had large packages and would I be able to come pick those up at the post office?
Yeah, 10 miles away.
I'm like, no, not really. I don't have anyone here who can do that. But on 2 different days, so.
Yeah.
Hey, can you come get your package?
Yeah, so there's, like I said,
So there's a reason not to. No, I want them delivered.
We've written reams of paper about why we need a zip code, and we're getting a lot of, signatures.
Yeah, so just want to make sure everybody understands, it is the historic nature the need to, you know, because we had a post office well before Broken Bow was ever an entity. And I understand, you know, the post office, they made that decision to change rural routes to street addresses, probably part of the 911, but, it was just a very necessary thing. And, so kudos to you for all the work that you have done. And, you know, and to Adam too for, the letters that we both sent. But it's just so disappointing to hear that we've again been denied the second time. So that's why I wanted to bring this up, and I don't know if we begin having,
I didn't turn off Facebook messages.
I'm not here, it kept buzzing.
Yeah.
Turn it off, turn it off. So yes, finding some way to, you know, new ideas and what we can do to move forward. Because I do know that at some point in conversations with some liaison or some legislator, that person mentioned that once you're denied twice, then you have to wait 5 years before you can move on.
And that's not.
But I figure that probably is.
That's not completely true. We haven't been denied twice. We've only been denied once because we were subject to the appeal. Yeah, so I think we're still good on that. But again, it might be nice to have some professional help if this is important to us. And there's a couple of things going on. Brenda actually made a copy of it, but Congressmember King called me when the House passed unanimously a zip code bill saying people deserve their zip codes and we want our zip codes back. It's a, you know, it's federal, and so it's based in Colorado, but we may be able to, so Josh has already been talking to them, and as it goes to the Senate, we may be able to put some amendments in it. We'll have to go back to the House. But there's a lot of discussion around the rights of the zip codes with this Colorado representative.
So what this deal is, and this lady is stating that it's not fair that these towns are not allowed to have their own zip code for exactly the reasons that we were speaking about. And somehow, one reason I brought that is because I first assumed it was just towns in Colorado. But if you look at the list, she's got 51 towns from all over the nation who are included in where she's helping to, you know, say, these towns deserve a zip code. And so yes, and Josh, or someone can help, you know, can we get our name added to that?
Well, as I said, we've got a lot, because, you know, it has to work through the House and the Senate. It's currently headed to the Senate. So we've got help over there. But it might be nice to have somebody walking that with us. We also have a great movie out, 688. If nobody has seen the movie 688, that's out about delivering the mail during World War II and how important it is that people get their mail. So I think that it's getting a lot of good press right now, but I think a lot of people understand the importance of the zip code. It's multifaceted, and it's not just the culture, it's not just the economics, it's all of that. So any more discussion on the zip code?
Well, I did talk to Mark Wayne Mullins, one of his right hands, Caleb Cochran, and Caleb told me that they directly spoke with Lauren, and she is going to contribute and help facilitate a bill for us to move forward. And they tried to piggyback this one, they just got in a little short. And so, but she did reach back out, and so they're willing to help in whatever capacity. And they're working on it. He wanted us to know that they're working on it.
So I would, for item 21, I would like to suggest that it's my understanding that our lobbyists, we as trustees need to give direction to him to work with Adam on projects and such.
Yes.
And so I would like for us to, I guess it's to make a motion.
You would like to approve providing the lobbyists with direction to assist with the town zip code project?
Yes.
Okay, Brenda has made that motion.
I'll second.
Question, is that our current lobbyist?
Yes,
So we have
we only have
city?
one.
Okay.
Are you good with that, Howard?
Yeah.
More discussion. Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Chad. Before I go further, do you have any comments? Adam?
No.
I mean, I think we're good.
I'm ready.
And just one more question, and then as part of that, I guess, in your monthly report, you can tell if there's any movement or something like that. How would we wanna
Well,
have future
you know, we may need to
discussions?
figure that out. Okay, do we have a motion by Brenda, we have a second by Chad to provide, approval of the town of Hochatown's lobbyists with the direction to assist with the town zip code project. Okay, roll call vote please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Okay, item number 22, which is related but separate, because it doesn't need a separate action. Discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement regarding funding zip code service to reduce or eliminate the federal fiscal impact. So the discussion on this was, lots of times, I mean, this works at the state level also, and, you know, even at the local level, hey, do you want a sign on road improvements? Well, who's gonna pay for the sign? There's a fiscal impact to get that. Well, if we're going to get approved to have a zip code, then that would come with a village post office or a post office. Ideally, we need a post office because we have so many packages coming through here, like we need the truck with the little ramp on it, you know, and storage for all these boxes that they have. So we would need a post office. They have very stringent building codes, which are very expensive, as the federal government does. But one of the discussions was if the town was willing to say, you give us a zip code, you give us a post office, we will build our building, we will build the post office building. I think this is worded in such a way as to say that we're willing to reduce or eliminate the federal impact. And I think we need an action item on this. Are we willing to spend any town money to get the zip code? Because that's something that we can take back to the federal government is, don't tell us because it's too expensive. We will
I would
take,
think yes.
we will take that, but I think we needed board approval for that. Now, what this does is just say, you know, we haven't said what that amount is, and then we would have to have a different discussion when we had a real proposal, but do we want to move forward with saying we're willing to,
For purposes of the
In-
project
Yes.
and the efforts to.
yes, to reduce or eliminate?
Yes.
So that doesn't give us a specific number that we're obligating ourselves to. Anything else on, everybody understand what that
Yeah, I
says?
got a problem with the word eliminate, because when you use the word eliminate, that tells, okay, federal government don't spend zero, and we're only incur 100%.
That's not says or. It says reduce or eliminate. We're not committing. If we say it shall eliminate a federal impact, that means we'd be willing to pay for all of it.
That's correct.
We can reword it if somebody wants it reworded, but I thought that it was worded to reduce or eliminate.
Don't you feel like that eliminate gives us the option? What do you think, Adam?
I think that I'd like to know specific costs that are associated with this. If there are any expenditures, I think a safe statement would be for sure to pass an action where we are giving them a statement that we're interested in making accommodations for them. Do we have any ideas what specific numbers may be involved? I mean, I would be.
They would need to provide that to us.
Yeah, if we had that, but we could formally take a stance where we could put it in writing that the town's stance is that we're interested in working with you to provide accommodations for X, Y, Z until we get further details. So that way we can put it on a letterhead then and provide them a statement that yes, we want to work with you and we're all on board here in a unified voice that we're interested in providing accommodations, but we'll need to find out what those accommodations will be. So that way I just don't want to don't go on anything.
We know that that's a priority of the USPS that we need to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to see what they need us to do specifically to make them happy and to kind of solidify their decision in providing us with a zip code.
Sure. That's what Caleb told me, he just said for us to continue to pursue approval and to pursue any information or anything that USPS could find favorable for us to be reconsidered.
So do we need to obligate ourselves financially right now at this time, or is it?
I don't think so, I think we just needed a letter of support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're called, approve an action of make sure it's a letter of support, because it's all doing the same packet. Statement of support? A statement of support, y'all like that? Okay, you ready for this, Helen? Okay, we're going to consider approving the action of making a statement of support regarding funding zip code service to reduce or eliminate a federal fiscal impact. Basically just that, a statement of support.
Yes.
Does that work for you, Helen?
I like that one.
Okay, everybody like it? Okay, let's do it one more time. Possible action to approve a statement of support regarding funding zip code service to reduce or eliminate a federal fiscal impact. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve statement of support regarding funding zip code service to reduce or eliminate a federal fiscal impact.
Okay, we have a motion by Chad. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Brendan, and we have a roll call vote.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Tom Daniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Okay. Item number 23, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement regarding a proposal from Matthew J. Love Esquire to provide a full legal assessment of the existing ordinances, make recommendations for amendments, and recommend adoption of new ordinances. The proposed fee for this service is $175 per hour with additional expenses for mileage, the IRS rate, and copying at 10 cents per page. The board may also elect a cost not to exceed amount for this agreement. In your packet, I've worked with Matt in OMAG, those meetings that we go to every 2 months in Oklahoma City. There's a Matt, at OMAG, and he's been great, so I was sorry to see him leave, but it's good that he's out on his own.
I'd like to make a brief statement on this one.
Yeah, because I was looking, we don't have anything in here except for his letter.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the town's code of ordinances were passed as a skeleton act version to help get the town operational. There's a lot of sections that are missing and they're generally incomplete. An attorney is highly recommended and at times, and is required to codify any code of ordinances. So his idea our idea, the concept here is to write, amend, and codify the code of ordinances to ensure legal compliance and risk mitigation. Again, Matt Love has served as legal counsel for OMAG for years before opening up his private practice now. He comes highly recommended by multiple communities in the city of Oklahoma City metro area. He's agreed to do a cost not to exceed. Estimated time investment for this is about 30 to 40 hours at $175 an hour. That puts us at a range of between 5,000 and 7,000. I would be comfortable with the town doing a cost not to exceed of 8,000.
I'm good with that. There's a lot of work when you're brand new, as we all know. This is not changing, 3 lines of ordinances once a year that have been sitting there for 30 years. Do we have a motion to?
Question.
Yep.
I don't see a time frame on here.
ASAP. Everything is
Completion?
ASAP.
Are you saying completion date?
Yes.
I don't have that on hand.
Yeah.
There's not a way for me to be able to gauge when he'll be able to put in 30 to 40 hours in over a period of time. I'd estimate a month or two.
But you've got a whip to crack if it's behind, right?
Yeah, Matt's
He's gonna be good.
He's a good communicator.
As soon as we pay when the project's complete.
That's correct.
So when if we go ahead and, take action on this, do we need to put just a, cost not to exceed amount?
Yes, in your motion.
In that motion,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So we wanna put that at 8,000?
I'd be comfortable with that. We'll come in under budget at 8 for sure, and I think it's very highly likely that we'll come in under 7. But this just causes, or this creates a little bit of a buffer for us in case we have any overages.
We may have things come up that we haven't had before. We keep finding that in everything we do. Oh, well, you don't have any ordinances, well, then you gotta do all this.
Yep.
So, I think a cushion is wise on this particular
Well,
one.
do we, just a thought, you're comfortable, you think 7, you're comfortable with 8. We've got copies, we've got everything else. If there's something hidden in there, I don't have a problem going to 10, not to exceed. If we trust the guy and he's gonna do a good job.
I think we can have them out in 8.
You still give it.
Yeah, if we need to go over that, then we can have another agenda item, and then you guys can approve any additional expenditures for this project.
Sounds good.
I'd just like to see a date, completion date. Anyway.
I think I'm gonna trust Adam on that to get it done when it's done.
I need it, because those code of ordinances, I lean
We need
on
it for
every
everything
day
else
to
we do.
provide us for our legal compliance and guidance
Yeah,
for
we
our
need it for
operations.
everything we do.
Okay.
So do we have a motion with an amendment?
I make a motion that we do an amendment. I make a motion, I was questioning with the amendment, what are we amending?
With a cost not to exceed $1,000.
I make a motion that we, hire Matthew J. Love Esquire, to, what's the term? To make recommendations and amend our code of ordinances, at a cost not to exceed $8,000.
Okay, we have a motion by Brenda, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Chad. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Item number 24, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding the agreement documents with Tunnel Spangler and Associates Incorporated, doing business as TSW for our comprehensive planning services in the amount of $200,000.
So this is the firm that was selected to do our comprehensive plan. Legal documents have been reviewed by Liz and approved.
I only had one issue on the tab, the TSW. Page 5, top of page 5, under section 12, dispute resolution, mediation, arbitration. We're getting very familiar with those words at this town, and let me get back on. I was not comfortable with item number 4 that specifies, where it says specified section error. I would like to change this.
You still on page 5?
Yep, I'm on page 5,
Very top.
at the very top, number 4, right before B, arbitration.
Looking at 4 down below, I'm sorry.
Yep, and I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I see there's 2 4s on there. So what I'd like to do is, I would like to consider action to approve this agreement with an amendment that's subject to arbitration provision being modified to allow or district court at the option, making arbitration not mandatory but optional. This says that we're mandated to go to arbitration. I think we want to keep our options open, and if we choose to go to court, we can.
Mine says error.
You see what I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay.
But on mine,
Did you get a better copy?
This is what
Mine
she
does
said.
too.
She said
Mine says
that's
error.
what I
Right,
said.
that's what I'm saying. So, we need to eliminate that on 4 and add that subject to arbitration provision being modified to allow arbitration or district court at their option, making arbitration not mandatory but optional. I'd like to have that language added into this contract, and then I'm good.
You want to be able to either arbitrate or go to court for the civil side.
we're on 2 different boards, I'm sorry.
That's what I said,
Yeah,
yeah, we were.
you're doing the same thing I was doing.
Yeah, so I was at the, so back at the top of page 5,
Very top.
which is a continuation of item 12, dispute resolution for mediation.
And mine is,
And then before you go to arbitration, which is B, I'm under section 12, I'm on page 4,
Okay, page 4.
section
Section
12
12, under A, number 4, which is
goes to
top.
this.
Fine.
The cost of arbitration, if you can't settle through mediation.
Right.
We would strike that and have the option to go to court and arbitration.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everybody good with that?
Yes.
You good? Okay, any more discussion? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the agreement documents with Tunnel Spangler and Associates, Inc., DBA TSW for comprehensive planning services in the amount of $200,000, subject to the arbitration provision being modified to allow arbitration or district courts at their option, making arbitration not mandatory but optional.
At whose option, ours or?
Ours, yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, before, we both had to agree. And we don't agree, we're good. So, okay, do we have a motion to accept that with the amendment?
I'll make a motion to accept
Okay, we
24 with the amendment.
have a motion by Chad, we have a second.
I'll second.
We have a second by Howard, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Okay. Helen, will you and Adam work together with Liz to get that language changed with the contract? Number 25, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and or postponement regarding the agreement documents with Tunnel Spangler and Associates, Inc., DBA TSW for subdivision regulations with a cost not to exceed $40,000. Any discussion on?
I'd like to make a comment.
Yep.
All right, so subdivision regulations guide the creation of residential or commercial neighborhoods. These regulations ensure that the subdivisions follow the process for specific standards on our infrastructure, like streets or utilities, drainage, and land use. They're a core piece of any operating town or city, and we will need a professional planning firm to work with our P&Z committee to draft these out. So if we don't want to use TSW, that's fine. I think we're all pretty satisfied with TSW's work product so far, working with the P&Z committee on our zoning regulations. This is a quote to take care of the subdivision regulations, because we will need these moving forward.
I particularly like using TSW for this one, because they're working on a comprehensive plan, and
Take a while, yeah.
yeah, that's what I said, I mean, no me bringing in a new player.
It's all relative.
Yep, absolutely. We have a motion to accept this with the TSW not to exceed $40,000.
I'll make a motion to accept.
We have a motion by Brenda, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Chad, and we have a roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Item number 26, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement on moving forward to approve and engage approving the Mako Road resurfacing project with an engineering cost estimate of $263,192.75. Approved Practical and Associates for task order number 1, Mako Road resurfacing project, and authorize the engineer to initiate the bidding process.
I'd like to make a comment on this one as well. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you are asking, why Mako Road first? So here's a couple of bullet points for the board's consideration today. I'm making a recommendation on Mako Road as our first project because it is a short and simple project. This project will consist of a minimum of a 3-inch depth of 4 with a leveling course. It's about 1,950 linear feet. It's the shortest project, it's the sweetest project, it's the cheapest project. Mako Road services 26 voters according to our election board statistics. It also services about 70 developed lots, and back there in the Timber Ridge subdivision, it's about 143 lots total. This project overall is a test run. We're going to see what contractors we're going to be getting, and we're going to see what the quality of their work is. We really want to avoid binding a $1 million project to a contractor that will make a mess of our project. And we also don't want to have a mess of $1 million project with a contractor with a poor quality of work in areas that have higher residents. More of our residents live there. Or in areas that are highly trafficked, like such as Camp Ranch with over 1,700 vehicles per day. We can't afford that risk, and we need to kind of validate and verify the contractors that we're going to be working with. Also, I'd just like to make a note to everybody else and I would like to remind all of our residences and our STR owners that we are still pressing forward to accomplish the following road projects by the end of this fiscal year, which is June 30th. Camp Ranch Road, Hochatown Hills Subdivision, Greenling, Chinook, Halibut Bay, Old Hochatown Road, which again, we did get that $125,000 grant approved by the State Department of Commerce, and we're taking a look at doing infrastructure upgrades to Pinion and addressing the bridge situation that's over there. We'll also continue to acquire the private road easements, providing road maintenance and operations throughout all of our subdivisions.
Okay, back on Mako. Everybody want to approve a road today?
Project with an engineered cost estimate. You got 263, last month you presented us with a 249.
That's correct.
What has changed?
He's changed the calculations, so whenever you had the original cost estimate, those were rough ballpark, and then this is him being able to go in and refine. And also, if you'll take a look at the cost estimate that should be attached to this item, that there's a contingency built in as well. So that way we verify that we're not going to come in over project, and we will likely come in under project. So we've baked in about a 15% contingency to that number that you're seeing.
This will be good too, to see how often our numbers work out.
Right.
I mean, my thoughts are, we've got to start somewhere, and, you know, the companies that are going to be bidding, I mean, of course, we'll vet them as well and make sure that they have a historic success rate and building roads, of course. So, you know, we're going to do our homework, but I think that, you know, your measuring twice is good. I think giving them a chance to do a good job on project one, we can start. I don't think it'll help us make that second decision on that project. So I think it's a good decision.
Any more discussion on Mako? Howard, you good?
Good.
All right, do we have a motion to approve moving forward and engage for Mako Road?
I make a motion that we move forward and direct our engineers and Adam and whoever to start the process of paving Mako Road.
Okay, we have a motion by Brenda to approve the Mako Road resurfacing project and crafting intel for the task order to do so. Do we have a second?
Can we amend something? To make sure that we get signage up, says this town, Hochatown doing this, not the county. Can we get it in here in writing and make sure we get signage up?
Yeah.
I'll have it done.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Item 27, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement to enter into an executive session for the following purpose pursuant to Title 25 of Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B1, to discuss the possible hiring of Christopher Williamson as police chief for the town of Hochatown. And item number B, pursuant to Title 25 of Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B1, to discuss the applications and possible hiring of the fire chief for the town of Hochatown. Do we have a motion to enter an executive session?
Make a motion to go into executive session.
We have a motion by Howard, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Chad. Do we have a roll call vote, please?
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries in executive session, 221.
All's well, man. Just getting ready to cruise through January.
Yeah.
When they get back.
Is that him?
Or they can go back.
Slow down. For us.
And my son always, my grandmother just shut that down.
While they're turn them on.
Not very long. And when you start, you're really trying to find this like, he's gonna need by that time.
I just knew we were going to get some of us at least.
Now he did everything but me.
I know. I know it.
Yeah. That improves the
All right, who are we missing?
yeah, that's the same thing. I got a great parking lot. If there's
Okay, you good?
Yep, okay, questions.
You just
OM
Tell you. Oh, he's over here.
10-4. Bat in action.
That's because they're hard. Cold-hearted.
Just smile and own it.
That'd be too warm. Here, I'll turn that heater on.
We lost all the white heat.
It's all that hot air.
Oh! I thought you say that, not me.
Trustee's wife said that. Let's just get that straight.
I did not say that. Someone just called me cold-hearted, right? Somebody just called me cold-hearted.
You good, sir? You good? Leave the door open or closed? Okay. Okay.
We're good. Thank you, sir. I'll be on.
Should I go to cook off? Should I go?
Hey, Dogo.
Reconvene from executive session at.
So we need a motion. Number 28.
Yeah, to reconvene in open session. We have a motion to
Make a
reconvene.
motion, we reconvene in open session.
We have a motion by Howard, do we have a second? We have a second by Chad, roll call vote.
Howard Haggard.
Yes.
Diane Jordan.
Yes.
Todd McDaniel.
Yes.
Chad Sargent.
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries and the meeting reconvenes at 3:07 p.m.
Okay, item number 29, our statement of executive session minutes for the Board of Trustees. Pursuant to Title 25 of Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B1, to discuss the possible hiring of Christopher Williamson as police chief for the town of Hochatown. We have made that offer and it has been accepted at $80,000 a year. On item B, pursuant to Title 25 of Oklahoma Statute, Section 307B1, to discuss the application possible hiring of the fire chief for the town of Hochatown. We've made an offer to Michael Schaefer for $75,000 a year plus $8,000 in living expenses.
Could you repeat that again?
Okay. For the fire chief, an offer to Michael Schaefer for $75,000 a year plus $8,000 in living expenses.
From California.
Yes, he's from California, highly qualified, great candidate.
Is he open only fires? East, north?
Can't hear you, can't talk to you.
Yeah, well,
Can't talk to you.
I can answer it. I'll answer the questions actually.
Okay, item number 30, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement on any discussion from the executive session, any discussion.
I'd just like to make note that both applicants that have been provided a job offer have passed background checks, credit checks, and drug screening.
So we need a motion to.
Yeah, let's
for
see.
the action items.
Do we have any action on the discussion, Bruce? Okay, item 31, discussion, consideration, possible action, approval, rejection.
So, do
We
we,
have to make a motion to that, for what, for the business that we conducted.
Yes.
yes.
So, discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, or postponement on any discussion from the executive session. I was thinking the statement of the executive. Yes, so we've made these two offers. Any
So I make a motion that we approve the hiring of the police chief, Christopher Williamson, as offered. Accept him in that position. And that we make an offer to Michael Schaefer for the fire chief position at a salary of $75,000 plus $8,000 living expenses.
Mm-hmm. And 80,000 for Christopher Williams. Just put that in the approval.
Do we need to make any connotation that both applicants have passed type
Oh.
of credit and drug screening?
Whatever.
Well, I guess
Is
it's
that
not.
The offers were contingent upon that. Okay, any more discussion on hiring positions? Howard?
Make a motion.
Okay.
You make
Okay.
a motion, I second.
Gotcha, so I thought you just wanted to discuss it. Okay, Brenda made a motion, we have a second by Howard, roll call vote.
Howard Haggard,
Yes.
Diane Jordan,
Yes.
Todd McDaniel,
Yes.
Chad Sargent,
Yes.
Brenda Walters.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, Mayor, before you guys get to the next item, we had two from the audience who is listening. I just want to make sure that everyone is clear, that item 11, so you guys go back to item 11, this was, you guys, from the notes that I took, you guys have discussed to approve the 3 million in road improvements. And then in item 12 was the budget amendment for the 3 million. That is what you made the motion on and that you voted to approve.
Once we approve the money, then we gotta put it in the budget.
Do I have that correct?
Yes.
So item 11 was discussing the 3 million. And then item 12 was voting to approve the budget amendment.
Yep.
Okay. Then we have another question, and this, just so everyone knows how I take notes, as you guys are making the motion verbatim from the agenda item, I underline that just for
I don't know that
quickness.
we wanna have this discussion
No,
here.
no, yes, because there's a question out there about the legality of what I'm doing. So I just, on the 17th, item number 17, you guys discussed and voted on to add Julie to the town of Hochatown First Bank checking account. So I underlined verbatim, as Chad was saying it, Brenda seconded it, and then we had a roll call vote to add her to the bank account. Then on items 18, as Howard was saying it verbatim from the item, to allow Julie authority to access the First Bank online banking, I underlined that, as he was saying it verbatim. The motion was Howard, second by Chad, and then you guys voted and the motion carried. So I just wanted to make sure that I had that correct.
It is correct. And if anybody has a problem with the minutes, then we can discuss that when we do not approve the minutes at our next meeting.
Right, okay,
You keep doing what you're doing.
okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I had that correct.
You got it.
And that.
We will determine if it's correct.
Okay.
We determine if it's correct, not the audience.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because there was quite a question about that.
Thank you.
We will not be correcting meeting minutes in our meetings. Okay, item number 31. Discussion, consideration, and possible action, approval, rejection, amendment, and/or postponement regarding amendments to and possible adoption of the Town of Hochatown Employee Handbook. Mr. Howard?
Oh.
Mr. Adam, who wants to go first on this? We've got two people working
Either
on
way.
it.
I'll jump in.
Go ahead, jump in.
Sure. All right, so as I kind of mentioned in our town administrator's report, I went ahead and pulled a couple of different copies from municipal handbooks from agencies and other municipalities across the state of Oklahoma. And then I also got a template draft from Oklahoma Mutual Assurance Group, who is our insurance provider and also legal counsel in some situations. Moving forward from that, we've made a lot of amendments, edits to it. It's largely completed for the most part. I've been keeping track of it. Next meeting, we're going to have to talk about retirement plan for our baseline employees. Really, once we have that, there might be a couple more things to clean up on, but we'll be pretty much done with our employee handbook. I encourage you to go over the draft in your free time and provide me with any additional comments or insight or concerns.
Sounds good.
I think we just take no action on that right now. Howard? Anything else?
I would like, go ahead, I appreciate what Adam has put together, you know. I would like to see this board have a workshop to discuss all of those items instead of trying to, if we just take what Adam has given us and we either approve it or disapprove it, then we gotta go back and figure out what we're gonna change. So if we had a workshop, tell me if I'm wrong, if we had a workshop where we could all sit down and talk about the book line by line or page by page, and what we approve or disapprove of, is that right or wrong?
I think that would be time consuming. I mean, we can certainly do that. I mean, that's what this meeting's for. We can go through this line by line if anybody wants to. It might be faster if everybody had comments, if they just get those to Adam, and then we could compile all those, get them back to us, and then we need to have a meeting. We can rediscuss it.
We can go through it on our own, and then we can come back to Adam with any kind of concerns or that we feel like that, you know, potentially arise. But I'd like to read it first from start to finish.
Absolutely.
Howard, you good with sending on questions, comments, and concerns to Adam? So we're gonna take no action on that for right now. Item 32, new business, any matter not known of which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting of the agenda. Any new business? Discussion, consideration, and possible action